All right. So go Isaiah 48 and 10.
Yeah. I gotta wait. When I come off the bench, though, I'm dropping 40.
Adjustment.
He said, behold, I have chosen, refined thee not with silver, but in the furnace of affliction. Now notice what he referred to about being buffeted and these things of this nature. So when you turn around and you look at, we know an earthquake came when a Mashiach was on the stake. While he up there on the tree, he's being burned in the fire. He said Yah was in the fire. He said there was a fire, but Yah was not in it. You know what I'm saying? By the time that earthquake done happened, what had happened? Mashiach had done already passed. You know what I'm saying? Come on back to 1 Kings 19.
Hey, come on, man.
Go ahead, Egbert. So now we turn around and we read verse 12. He's saying after the earthquake, a fire, but Yahuwah was not in the fire, and after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so when Elijah heard it that he wrapped his face in a mantle and went out and stood in the entering in of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him, say, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for Yahuwah, Elohim of hosts, because of the children of Yasharal, and have forsaken thy covenant, and thrown down thy altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. What you think that could mean about there was a mantle on his face, and he stand at the entering end of the cave? Huh? What y'all think that could be? Well, let's look at John chapter 20 and about verse 5. Look, Mike. He said, and he stood, we'll make it verse 4. So they ran both together. The other disciple did outrun Peter, came first to the sepulchre. And he stooping down, looking in, saw the linen clothes lying, yet he went not in. Then come Simon Peter following him, and went into the sepulchre, and seeing the linen clothes lie, and the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a place by itself. What that sound like? That sound like what Elijah just happened, right? He had a mantle on his face. He took the mantle off his face and stepped out the cave. What was Hamashiach in? In a cave, right? Don't you realize after this man had been resurrected from the dead, that completed the purchase of the redemption? I mentioned Psalms 49. Let's get it. Calm down, little Kingston. 49:5. Wherefore should I fear the day in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall encompass me about? What you think that mean? The iniquity of my heels will compass me about. You know what it mean to compass him, right? Surrounded, right? Why would he say the iniquity? What shall I do wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels should compass me about? Why would that be important? You got any idea in here, gentlemen? Any of y'all on the phone got an idea? You got an idea, bro? What them boots look like? They hurt a nigga, boy. Them some Timbs. Yeah, that's why. You ever been kicked with a pair of Timbs? Them things hard. Right there around that front part, too. You know, in the 13th chapter of Job, about the 27th verse, let's look at it, just for the sake of this discussion. 13 and 27, book of Job. It says, thou put my feet, make it 26. For thou write bitter things against me and make me to possess the iniquities of my youth. Thou put my feet also in the stocks and look narrowly unto all my paths. Thou set a print upon the heels of my feet. Now he just sat back and said, why should he fear in the days of evil when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? When the people came to get him, was Mashiach scared? Remember, he said the spirit of Elohim is not, he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. When he came and he said, man, let these here go. He said, the Son of Man to come and be betrayed into the hands of sinners. And they compassed him about, right? For the iniquity of his heels. What to be in that purpose? Because they're going to cause him to possess the iniquities of his youth. And what did they take him and do? They pierced my hands and my feet. Ain't that what Psalm 22 said? I seen the dude this morning. He had me kind of hot, you know. He used the word bovine excrement. Oh, the New Testament is this. They put certain words in there to put it to line it up with their false Messiah. Man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? See, that type of stuff make you want to elbow somebody in the throat. Because that stuff ain't even necessary. But the reason why brothers do it is because they believe that most people can't fully explain why they follow a Mashiach. And we done had this discussion numerous times. Now, you turn around and you look at it, the iniquity of his heels compassed him round about. These sinners compassed him round about. This is the same thing that Elijah's saying, right? Thy enemies, they seek my enemy, they seek my life. They only seek my life for one reason and one reason alone. Look at Luke 22 and 1. One way or another, we're going to take all this stuff and put it together with that, I got to use the app now. With that Jeremiah 13. Put that page on. Luke 22 and 1. If my phone act like it won't work good for me. And it says, now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover, and the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill it, for they feared the people. And then entered Satan into Judas, named Iscariot, being of the number of the 12, and he went his way and communed with the chief priests and captains how he might betray him unto them. And they were glad and covenanted to give them money. Because don't you realize they pretty much said the same thing, may the most High do more to me also if Yahushua don't be dead tonight. Man. That's how they were feeling, wasn't it? But the whole purpose, you see again, Satan in the Judas, right? You realize something? I'm going to sit back and tell you, you ain't really realize it. I'll explain it to you later. Sometimes there's certain people, they be around you for that specific call to keep you humble. Because if they wouldn't have been around to be a thorn in your side, you might have got too big for your britches. You know what I'm saying? And don't even realize it and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of situations we done probably been in where the Most High put us in them situations and had certain people around just to keep you with a level head. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to tell you something, man. I ain't never get like that. You get like that to a certain extent, not go overboard crazy. But like, man, you can be in these streets, right? And you get a little bit of money. And it don't necessarily be the money. It could just be the notoriety that people know your name. Know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Jockey and sweat you when they see you in the neighborhood, riding down the street, coming in the store. You know what I'm saying? How you go crazy. Like you kind of seen that and Paid in Full. You seen a man, Rich Porter. So I'm a star in here, B. I'm a star in here. You know what I'm saying? Boy, that type of stuff, man. Boy, I'm talking about to lift you right up off the ground. You know, that's why a lot of women be around here and they end up in the positions that they be in because so many people told them how pretty they were.
Bring it back.
And how fine they were.
Give it to
And they had an inflated sense of self-worth. You know what I'm talking about? The way your feet are no longer on the ground. You way over here. So you think people supposed to handle you and cater to you in a certain way. And if it wasn't nobody there to keep you grounded, you was going to be in trouble. See, like this here, like I told you, like a lot of like this here, man, no matter how much money we were making, we still ran across one another where somebody going to slap you back into reality if you were starting to drift off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You been saying something, nigga, you sound retarded. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be clowning. You hear this stupid nigga right here, man? Did you hear this nigga just say it? You know what I'm saying? You gonna be so shamed from the joke. They didn't be like say it might not even be no joke. They might be laughing, but they dead serious though. You know what I'm talking about? They really laughing at how dumb you sound. You know what I'm talking about? But you need that. You know what I'm saying? Keep your feet on the ground, because it's real easy. When you get a little bit of success in something, man, they only got to just, I'm just talking about what I can relate to. But you talking about, boy, you have a little bit of success in something. Well, that stuff will have you around here thinking you flying with the birds. You around here turning your nose up at people, they see your boogers and all. You know what I'm saying? You around here got your nose up at people like this here, boy, you don't see that big old booger in your nose, boy. That thing big. It's a boulder in there. Really, they get to see all your nastiness. You know, like I was telling y'all last night. You know why people want to do business with a Masha? You know why the people want to do business with him? Because he was humble. When you look at most successful business people, man, I ain't talking about people on a major level. But most people you might see in your communities and certain things, they real humble people. People want to do business with them. You know what I'm saying? People want to shop with them. You don't want to shop with a nigga got an attitude. Talk to you crazy. You know what I'm saying? We get enough of that from Caucasians, and most definitely don't want to get it from no black people. You know the basketball player John Henson, he pretty garbage, ain't he? Play for the Bucks, that's all I know. I know he went. All I know he went to North Carolina. I ain't too nice. He went as. I think he played guard.
No, it's big man. What are you talking about?
I mean, he good and trashed in. But he went into some jewelry store trying to buy a watch. They called the police on him. They called the police on him.
Man, ain't no starter, but he's a big man.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, how you feel, boy? I'm talking about you got the money, right? But you know what a situation like that do? It should humble you to realize no matter how much money you got, no matter what station you get, these people ain't never gonna look at you in the fashion that you want them to. Boy, you know how, boy, you know, I'm talking about, boy, I'm glad for the word. I might still do it even with it. Boy, if I had money to go buy a Rolex, man, and I walk in there, boy, and I got $20,000, $30,000 cash in my pocket or on some type of plastic, and I'm telling these people, yes, I would like the presidential Rolex, and I would like VVS cut diamonds in the bezel. Please, make sure you place my diamonds in there properly. And they call the police on me. Boy, I'm finna act a fool. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, I'm finna act a fool. Don't mess around, I got the cash in my pocket. Hold up. Wow. Like this here, what you mean? You never disrespect me like that. Hold up. Like this here, boy, I'm finna get online, pull up all my business credentials, but you don't know who you dealing with. You mad at me because I make more money in a week than you did all year, and it's legal. Is you mad? Did you check what I pulled up in before I got here?
Hey, that's a little nigga. You know what? Give my money back.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, they already was going. Already you done called the police. I'm telling you, give my money back. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I'm talking about if you call the police on me and I got the money.
Oh yeah.
And I got the money to do it. I'm finna act a fool. I'm finna let
How much I got in my pocket?
I'm finna let you know. When I pull out this bank card like this here, bomb. You see this right here? You see this right here? See, this is a business card right here. See, and then this is my personal. You know what I'm saying? So you done disrespected me in here. Cause what you thought this was? Huh? I wouldn't even came in here if I couldn't afford it. I wouldn't even came in here. See, but you must ain't catch that GS450 out there. Or that S5, you must ain't catch that out there. Cause obviously, I got to be riding like this here. I'm coming in by a $20,000 Rolex.
Man, look at my shoes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this here. Boy, I just walked in here with a pair of $2,000 crocodile skin Ralph Lauren espadrille. You just sized me, sir. Oh, you thought it was the fitted cap threw you off, huh? Saying we business people. You understand what type of bitches we own? No, they got a pair of espadrilles like this here, boy. Crocodile skin. 2 stripes. Straight up. I mean a regular polo shirt. I'm talking about look like a regular shoe. No white folks come in there dressed like that. They got a pair of cargo shorts, a polo shirt, and some boat shoes coming and get them a Rolex. They coming in no 3-piece suit on. Yeah, let me walk in the Underwood. They try me like that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm acting a fool. I'm calling Ken. I'm calling everybody Channel 47.
Don't worry about it. I just go to jail.
I'm calling. You know what I'm talking about? I'm calling Melanie Lawson.
Don't you worry about it. I just go to jail.
I'm calling everybody. What these people did to me here, and I'm be on this here. I'm like this here, and I'm gonna act like a real nigga too. See, I had the money too. I had it too. I ain't appreciate them trying me like that. Cause yeah, I'm gonna act a fool. When they say I ain't gonna cuss you, I be like this here, but I'm gonna let it be known. Don't you never disrespect me like that.
I got cash.
I got cash. I was a potential customer. Bet you won't get a glaring review from me. I'm gonna make sure I ruin your reputation all up and down the eastern seaboard. Ooh, I ain't gonna be in there sitting there looking crazy. I'm finna act a fool.
Count out all my money.
Boy, I'm talking about I pay state tax. You know what I'm talking about? Federal tax. I'm paying capital gains tax. You around here
Ain't
trying
nothing illegal.
Ain't nothing illegal.
Oh yeah.
I said, but I make money in my sleep. You calling the police on me? What they pay you $10 an hour? I hire you. I'll pay you twice that. You ain't gotta do that. You know what I'm talking about? Act a fool. Ooh, boy, he already know. He know. I said, boy, he known since we were young, boy. That's the only watch I ever wanted. If I'd have got that one watch, I'd have never bought another. That's it. Just a Rolex, presidential. I ain't even need no diamonds. That's a beautiful timepiece to me. It ain't even because it's a Rolex. It's a well-crafted, beautiful timepiece, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's other nice-looking watches out there, but I appreciated that watch. You know what I'm saying? I wanted me one. Truth be told, to get one with no diamonds, it ain't even as much as you think it is. It's the diamonds make it cost all that money. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm coming in here, man, and you talking about we doing legal business? My money good. You know it ain't that many black watch dealers in America, much less in Jacksonville, Florida. You know what I'm saying? So for me to make this purchase, the only way I had to make this purchase is on eBay. So then at the same time, you know it ain't many black people even own these type of watches. So I ain't even got no, I would be offended. I'm going to let it be known that I'm offended. That's the same way if I was to go to a car dealership and I'm like this here, man, show me that GS over there. Oh, are you sure? You might want to look at it. Don't worry about it. I'm finna go somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't asked you about what you think I might like. If I told you I wanted to look at that, just like Buddy said in Shadows, what I need to look at the tag for, I got to look at the tag. I can't afford it. I ain't even finna come in here and ask you about something if I didn't already know what it costs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna walk over there talking about you want a polo shirt, know they $89.50. If you already know they $89.50, that means you already got that in your pocket to purchase that. You already know what it cost for you got here. And if you're doing real good, I don't even care what it cost for I got here. I want it. The reason that's why I'm telling y'all about that last night, because see, they'll size you like that. You know what I'm saying? We go to making you a businessman, go to making you some money. Boy, you gotta make them people respect you. Don't you sit there and I ain't finna let that slide. I'm not letting that slide. You know what I'm saying? When you turn around and look at it, our forefathers ain't let no disrespect slide, boy. You not finna size me like that and just think I'm finna let that go. I can straighten you in a humble fashion, but I ain't letting that slide, though. Not letting that slide, though. I'm gonna let you know that I ain't appreciate that. I'm gonna let you know who you were dealing with. You know what I'm saying? See, there's a difference. Remember I tell you, that's not what you do, it's how you do it. You can tell these people by, hey, man, you're not finna disrespect me like that without being rude now. I'm gonna let that be known. I might be clowning about it. I ain't finna act like no nigga, like no monkey, like no coon. I'm letting them know, don't you never disrespect me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman like you a businessman. I get up out here, hey man, I make money while I'm asleep. What you do? Huh? I can take a week off from work, can you? Matter of fact, I can take 3 months off. How your rent gonna be looking? You take 3 months off. That's the power and the position you want to be able to be in as a man. Be able to sit back and look, boy, I ain't got to go to work. I ain't got to go to work. I ain't got to come in the office today. Like this here, you call your secretary. Hello, Janice. I won't be in today. Keep all my messages. Say what you gonna be doing. Me and TT going somewhere. Where y'all going? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. You know what I'm saying? But you know how beautiful feeling that is, be able to jump in your car and say, you know what? Let's just go to Key West. Let's fly to Key West.
I was going to say jet too.
I don't need no private jet. I don't like to fly like that.
Who's that?
You know what I'm saying? But it's the point of what I'm talking about is freedom. Now we have been talking about this recently, that in the Mashiach you have freedom. Freedom from sin, freedom from death, freedom from the world. Things that the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and peace that surpass all understanding. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that type of freedom in your life in every avenue. You just don't want to have it regulated to one thing. Like y'all heard the brother say last night, and I wasn't mad at him about it because I understood where he was coming from. How could we be able to grow businesses and do these things when we in this state? You know what I'm saying? They have us thinking that way, that we can't never prosper and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, and we probably won't get around to it probably today. But that's why I was talking y'all, I wanted to talk to y'all about being one heart and one mind. Because when we go back and we look at all those people, like especially like maybe David's servants and all this here, they were all of one heart and one mind. They were all dependent on one another. They all worked together with one another. Everybody shared the same common cause and goal. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about me being better than Glover, or Glover being better than Dwight, or Dwight being better than Brian, and Brian being better than Kerry. Everybody is all together for one common cause. You know what I'm saying? Even when we were hustling, it truth be told, it was just me, him, and Booba that really cared to say, like, we want to see you make money. I ain't trying to make no money off you. We can make money together. The rest of them, boy, these niggas like this here, boy, they trying to come up off somebody. They trying to scheme. They trying to scam. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy come to me telling son, I ain't finna try to take him to catch the pop and then try to get something off it. He could get the whole thing. If I got to connect, I ain't finna tell him the connect price is this when it's really this. So I can try to make 50 or 100 bucks off him. I'm going to take him to the connect and let it get it itself. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got no time for that. Because I want to see this man eat. You know what I'm saying? Even if I ain't eating how I want to be eating, if he eating, I'm happy with that because my homeboy doing well. You know what I'm saying? See, we don't have that type of mind. See, 1 Corinthians 12 tell us about that. He said, if one member rejoice, we should all rejoice. And if one member mourn, we should all mourn. That we had that same like mind and care and compassion one towards another. If you got a selfish mind state, you're not going to be able to have that care towards each other like you're supposed to. Oh, that's right. I was reading off this app. Come on back to let's sit back and look at John 16 and 32.
36.
32. Then get your Psalms 38. 16:32. Make it about 30 though. 30. Remember he said I and only I am only left, right? He said, now we are sure that thou know all things and need not that any man should ask thee. By this we believe that thou art from Elohim. Yahusha answered them, do you not believe? Behold, the hour come, yea, is now come that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. Ain't that something that Elijah said he was alone, but yet he wasn't alone, because y'all was right there with him, wasn't it? Now what you got to sit back and realize is that if you serve Yahuwah as you supposed to, no matter if there's a thorn in your flesh and a messenger of Satan to buffet you, you are not alone. You know, sometimes some of y'all need to be alone. I ain't talking about separated from people necessarily, but you need to be alone from time to time and sit back, get your mind right. T told me last night, she said she just like to sit in the room and stare at the wall. I said, boy, where we get this woman here from?
Tell them why. I said.
It doesn't matter why you said it.
You do.
You see, it says she want to sit here and stare at walls.
That's why I said that.
She's going to talk about, when we come in the house, talking about I need a day all to myself.
Yeah.
Know what I told her? You better get your time all to yourself when I ain't at the house.
Well, what?
That's all. That's your time. You know, like I said, I told like this here too, cause like this here, see, they got kids now, right? I know these men in here know what I'm talking about. When you first get married, or you first got your own boy, hey man, I'm gonna walk around here butt naked. Ain't no kids in here. I expect when I come home for you to do the same. You know what I'm talking about?
I said, you go down there any moment.
Any moment, be ready. Dinner cooked too. I'm talking about naked. There's no clothes allowed in this house. You know what I'm saying? No clothes allowed. That mean when we in there, I told her too, I say, boy, you better not pop up around here talking about you brought somebody to the house and you better call make sure first. They been there came and hit this nigga pot, nigga making a sandwich. Shoot, I'm in my house.
Milk.
You crazy.
I go, Kiara already said you can't wait till you get the family. Well, she gonna go over there just for comedic purposes.
I'm telling you, I'm walking around butt naked in my house.
Bad baby gonna go over there and watch.
You know the reason being, because guess what though? Because when them kids come, then guess what I told her? You know what black people go to saying once them kids come? Well, I'm ready to put these niggas up out of here so me and your mama walk around the house naked again. You know what I'm saying? So before any baby come, we got to get that opportunity to go and get that out the way. They didn't even talk about just having no sex. They just the fact of ain't no kids in here. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk around that when you got kids and you can't have your penis hanging and swinging, titties all out. And, Daddy! No, you can't be doing all that, but you ain't got no kids. Put on clothes for what? Just make sure the window closed. I'm trying to give nobody no show. Ain't nobody trying to come knock on my back door, knock on my front door, talking about your husband home, gotta kill somebody. He been around here watching you. He around here don't close the blinds all the way. He around here going blind, looking at you. I'm for real though. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You get your own place. Y'all know I ain't lying. I bet before y'all had them kids, I bet y'all walk around butt naked.
No, we didn't have that.
No, sucks for you. Now you gotta wait some years.
Don't be though.
You know what I'm talking about? I already told her. We already gonna have a room set to the side for when the children spend the night. Better be ready to drop the nigga around there. I'll walk around this here.
Hurry up, get your own house.
He walk around the house. They gone. They gone. They gone.
Exact dance I'll be doing too. Exact dance I'll be doing.
I already know. Like this here, little Muffin Ward like that at the first. When Leah like this here coming at the door 6 o'clock in the morning talking about I miss my baby. Not no more. They gone. They gone. They gone.
Exact dance.
You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. They like this here. Please come get them Friday night. Keep them till Tuesday. You know what I'm
Tuesday.
She around here tea like this here. She talking about, boy, Kiana, you need to come get these children. I ain't home.
We went to Barbados.
I ain't home. Niggas out here the TV playing. That's wrong. I ain't home.
That's radio.
Don't bring them back around here till next Friday. They say I might come and get Iggy. You keep them other two. You say you keep the other two. I come get the little one. You keep them other two. So I've been looking for a break from this baby for about 3 months. You come get her now. Like this here. I'm sitting there looking crazy. You like this here. Come get Kingston for me. You know what I'm talking about? Around there rolling around on the carpet. That nigga gone. He gone. It would be like that, Mama. I got a PP. I got the PP. I'm walking around here naked. Like this, I'm glad he gone too.
But scooting across the carpet.
Like this here, just doing it for no reason, like little kids do. You just celebrate. No, at the same time, listen to me. At the same time, we laughing about it though. But I know I ain't got no kids, but I done been around enough people who do. You might love your children, but boy, you got a family member, they can come get them. You like this here, please do. Please do. You heard what Brian just said. Shoot, they could have stayed to the house. You see how he threw them bags out? Boy, he walked in the door through them bags. He say, shoot, boy, they could have stayed home. Me and all love my children, but shoot, boy, I get tired of carrying these niggas around sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you feel like you need a break. I just here for you been unclothed. See, you laughing about it. Wait till you got some. You gonna be calling little mother. Come get it. I already got 3 around here. Say you ain't gonna watch my son for it. I ain't watching nobody. This here, well, you wanna swap him out for a day or so?
No.
You can say, I'll take Lizzie, you take him. Say, no, your son eat too much. They says he even swap no swindle. Say he eat too much. I don't want him to do with that. But
Stay taking nigga hot lighter, don't you?
yeah, I was using it.
Yeah, I see.
Psalms 38.
I see.
Yeah, 8. Hey, I bring it back though. I had one last night. I didn't realize I had. I brought it back and put it right back in the place where I got it from. And the ink pen I had too. That I used when I went to the post office. 38 and 8, right? He says, I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Yahuwah, all my desires before thee, and my groaning is not here from thee. Hey, that's what Elijah doing. We already mentioned Matthew 26 or Mark 14. Hamashiach doing the same thing. Even back when you turn around and you look at Paul, what we was looking at in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, and we still holding Psalms 49 and Jeremiah chapter 32. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing. He was groaning. But the difference was when you look at a Mashiach saying, Father, let this cup pass, but if not, thy will be done, not mine. And you look at Elijah saying all this, they were actually glorying in the things that they were suffering. You know what I'm saying? You don't notice them, you don't see them glorying in the abundance of revelations and all these things. They were glorying in what they were suffering. See, the reason why lately, and I've seen he's been taking my mind in this track, in this direction, especially with the stuff I've been seeing, like these brothers always quoting these epistle letters, but then they not going to see where this man is getting this stuff from and what the basis of his statement is. You saying the Ruach gave him that word, what the Ruach gave him the word, that same Ruach is what gave the word to the apostles and prophets and preachers and teachers before him. You know what I'm saying? So that means the same word that Paul is writing, there's going to be that same word in the Torah and the Tanakh. Ain't going to be no different. But they don't look at it in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? It causes the confusion. It causes men to believe as if you keeping the law, you're a disciple of Moses. See, like when you read in John the 9th chapter, when they say we be Moses' disciples, we don't know where this man came from. That's the exact reason why she's ready to go on here. Somebody come get her. I mean, sit back and think about that. Don't in the 9th chapter, John, they say we Moses' disciples. We don't know where this man come from. Now, when they sit back looking at as if Moses is their leader. See, this is where they come at us and try us about when it come down to the law. They wasn't saying they was Moses' disciples because of the law, because they know Mashiach kept the law. There was no dispute about that. They didn't like what he did on the Shabbat. They didn't like the things that he was saying. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't like the authority by which he spoke.
What's that?
You know what I'm talking about? This man telling them he the son of the Most High. I don't like that. You drop a dime on him. Put a hit out on him. You know what I'm saying? Seriously though. That's what they had in their mind. The people knew this man dealt with the law because look how they came at him. They tried him with things out of the law, didn't they? Why would they try him with things out of the law if he didn't keep it and didn't teach it? That's retarded. He say, my heart pant, verse 10, my heart pant, my strength failed me. As for the light of my eyes, it is also gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sword, and my kinsmen stand afar off. Matthew 26, about 52. That's all it was. Jordan was sleeping, huh? Let me find my page. It disappeared on me. I gotta use the app again. You just went out that door. Oh. Boogeyman, you used to be scared of the boogeyman, didn't you, hiding under the bed. He gonna get me. Going in the bathroom saying Bloody Mary 3 times. You done did that before, didn't you? Huh? Oh, Candyman. You seen him in the mirror?
No.
Yeah, you did. That's why you went out running. He was real. He was real. He was real. Look how T looking, because he like, yeah, that's for real. So Matthew 26 and 52. He said, I thought it was a joke. He was in the mirror for real. He said, then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Think now that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of Malachim? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? And in that same hour said Yahushua to the multitudes, are you come out against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and you laid no hold on me. But all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. You see how his friends stood afar off from him. In his pain, they left him behind, didn't they? That's the same thing that you see with Elijah going through. You see 2-3-fold things going along with Elijah in that 1 Kings 19. You see the resurrection of a Mashiach. You see the forsaking of everyone from a Mashiach. And you see Yah comforting the Mashiach as this man makes supplication. as it pertains to his suffering. And we looking at Jezebel being the messenger of Satan to buffet him because of the abundance of revelation that he received, that he might esteem in the infirmities of God instead of in himself. And we turn around and look at a Mashiach doing the same thing. So this allows us to look at something that this allows us to remain humble. Because as I mentioned from Hebrews 5, we don't have to read it. He said he learned obedience from the things that he suffered. You know what I'm saying? Elijah learned obedience from the things that he suffered. Why do you think he turned around and they say, who do they say the Son of Man is? And they say, some say Elijah. Some say Jeremiah. And now you turn around and look at the story of Elijah and you see Hamashiach in it for what they would make that statement. Psalm 49 again. Oh, there they go right there. You start at about verse 5. We never got past verse 5. It says, wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heel shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to Elohim a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceased forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. So you turn around, right? You see that this field, which is Yasharal, right? He say redeemed this field. I mentioned Matthew 13 and 33, and let's look at it. And you make it about 34. All these things spake Yahushua unto the multitude in parables. And without a parable, he spoke not unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, and I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, he that sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil, the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the Malachim. So when you look at those tares would be those wild grapes. He said, I planted good grapes, but wild grapes came up with it. So if the field is the world, you looking at the field, that's Yasharal. He said, Elohim so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. He said, Yasharal shall be a world everlasting without an end. Now, we know sitting back looking at spiritually, we know what it's talking about, but looking at naturally, we see that Yasharal is the world. So when he say the field is the world, you can't get up here, man. You can sit right here. That work for you? No. Ain't got no room for you, man. I had some more room, man. I'd let you roll, man. So if the field is the world and Yasharal is that vineyard, and he's saying he's praying for him to redeem that field, right, in Jeremiah 32, right? And we say the only way you can redeem that field if it's a near kinsman. A near kinsman. Jeremiah 32. We'll read verse 8 yet again. Well, I'll make it 6. And start it all over again. And Jeremiah said, the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, behold, Hanamiel, the son of Shallum, thy uncle, shall come unto thee, saying, buy thee my field that is in Antioch. The right of redemption is thine to buy it. Why is the right of redemption Jeremiah to buy?
Wait, come sit down.
Because he a near kinsman, right? And you know there's many examples. What did he say in that first chapter about Jeremiah? You know what he said about him? You know everybody loved to quote it. Mainly Christian people, I know. You know what he told Jeremiah in the first chapter about the fifth verse? He said, before I formed thee in the womb, I knew thee. And I ordained thee to be a prophet unto the nations. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that Jeremiah, in this instance, is a similitude of a Mashiach, because his uncle is saying, I have a field, I need you to buy it back. You know what I'm saying? See, in Isaiah 52:3, he say, you sold yourselves for nothing, but you'll be redeemed without money. You know what I'm saying? Who else was the right of redemption did it belong to? To buy back that field of Yasharal, it belonged to a Mashiach. You sit back and see a prophet is buying back a field. No, he said that in Hosea. He said a prophet brought them in, and by a prophet they shall be preserved. Going back to what we were talking about last night, when he say, as a truth, this is that prophet. Verse 8, so Hananiah, my uncle's son, came to me in the court of the prison, according to the word of Yahuwah, said unto me, buy my field, I pray thee. That is in Antioch, which is in the country of Benjamin. For the right of the inheritance is thine, and the redemption is thine. Buy it for thyself. Then I knew that this was the word of Yahuwah. Now, why would he know this the word of Yahuwah if he's sitting here telling him to buy it for himself? Come over here and hold this right here. In Ephesians chapter 1 about verse 4. But she was stretched out on you.
Yeah.
She said, you're not going to clean my poop? Make it about 1 and 12. We get on straight on to the point. Ephesians 1 and 12. So I think she's got a package coming. You know, that's what they call that thing right now. No, that just made me think about that's what they called that back in the days, boy. You say, boy, she got that package, boy. So, pause in the. So you open that one there, that'd be like opening a Pandora's box. You're gonna get a lot more than what you bargained for. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question, right? Any of y'all know the city Antioch, what the name of that city means? You know what it means? You know what it means? The city of Antioch. Any of you brothers on here know what it means? Well, we're going to look at it in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. Ephesians 1 and 12. I'm telling you. No, you all right. I'm just going to read it to him in a minute. He says that we should be the praise of his esteem who first trusted in the Mashiach, and whom ye also trusted after you heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, and whom also after you believed you were sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh of promise, which is the earnest of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession unto the praise of his glory. You see that? Now we're going to look at something being sealed in a minute. This man say this is our earnest desire for the purchased possession. You see Jeremiah say he knew it was the word of Yahuwah when he told him that, man, you can redeem it because the redemption is yours. Remember, he said, I planted a vineyard. That vineyard being Yasharal and his pleasant plant being Yehuda. This is mine. It's my right to purchase it back. Why is it his right to purchase it back? Because you done fell into bondage, and only a near kinsman can purchase that and to deliver you out of bondage. He that believe on, he say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If the Son of Man shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. That means I can buy you back. For the right of the redemption belongs to me. But I want y'all to look at something in Acts chapter 26 and about verse 21. Then get John chapter 17 and about verse 5. Make it 1 though. Before we read verses 21. Let me start at about verse 4. He say, my manner of life from my youth, which was at first among my own nation at Jerusalem, known all the Yahudim, which knew me from the beginning. if they would testify that after the most straightest sect of our religion I lived a Pharisee. And now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of Elohim unto our fathers, unto which promise our 12 tribes instantly, serving Elohim day and night, hope to come, for which hope's sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Yahudim. If they instantly serving them day and night, you know what, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, you know what Paul told you? He told you to pray without ceasing, didn't he? Didn't the Mashiach even tell you in the 18th chapter of Luke that men also always should pray and not to faint? I remember one time we were talking about something, fat boy. He was like, boy, if black people don't do one thing, they'll do that. Even people who don't even really call, they don't even really, you can catch the most atheist, sinner type individual you want to find. Boy, let something go down, they ready to pray. Especially if they black. I don't care how hard they talk about they don't believe in the word. Will Smith talking about he Al Chemist. Let Jada Pinkett get sick, I bet he go to praying.
Yeah.
Let them old faggot churn, he got something happen to him, I bet he go to praying. I seen that nigga son with a wheel dress on. With a wool dress on.
In the military, ain't no atheists in the pothole.
Yeah.
In the churches, guerrilla warfare,
They want one.
everybody praying.
Everybody praying. The bullets go to flying. They like this here. Allah Akbar. Jesus Christ, save me. Mithras. They calling on somebody. Nigga homeboy head go to splatter like a honeydew melon. He calling on somebody. They gonna call somebody. Boy, that thing go to splat like a honeydew melon, boy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? But he told you to always to pray and not to faint. The city of Antioch means answer to prayers. So the place where he's sitting back after the purchase, it means answers to prayers. What you thought it meant? Ain't that something? The city that's supposed to be purchased is supposed to be means the answer to a prayer. We got to sit back and look at verse 22 of this Acts chapter 26. Because he said right there, Paul just said that the children of Yasharal served the Most High day and night for that promise. So that means they praying for a kingdom to come. They praying for redemption day and night. So when you sit back and you look at Jeremiah purchasing his property as an answer to a prayer, which is the salvation of a people. Having therefore obtained help of Elohim, I continue unto this day, witnessing both the small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. That a Mashiach should suffer, and that he should be the first to rise from the dead, and show light unto the people and unto the Gentiles. And as he thus spake for himself, Festus says with a loud voice, Paul, thou art beside thyself. Much learning doth make thee mad. What it said, didn't I we already talk about you? People go to talk about you, go to get some information, they think you don't went crazy. Like when I first told you about, yeah man, if you ain't right, your kids can go to hell. People thought you were crazy, didn't they? All that learning that made you mad. But look what Paul turned around and tell them. He said, I am not mad, most noble Festus, but speak forth the words of truth and soberness. He said, I speak the words of truth and a sound mind. Then we already read where he say, Elohim has not given us the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. That's why he tell you to be sober, have a sound mind, have clear thinking. See, you know what mess a lot of y'all up? Y'all thoughts patterns ain't clear. You got too much stuff going on in there. And you know the crazy part is the stuff you got going on in there don't even mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about stuff that is inconsequential. You know what I'm saying? You sit back and look at it, man. If you want to do business, your mind got to be clear. And when I'm talking about doing business, I ain't talking about economically neither. Cause I told you last night, he said, don't you know that I must be about my Father's business? He said, I work, he said, my Father work and I work. So when you about your labors, remember he said, you know, blessed are they that die in the Mashiach. Their works do follow them. Your labors, he say, labor in to enter into this rest, lest you fall against that same example of unbelief. So the saving of your soul is your business. You know what I'm saying? You in business to save your soul. That means how can your business prosper and be successful and you so much concerned about things of no consequence? that will not profit and grow your business whatsoever. You seeking to be able to profit and grow. You get in any business is for the purpose of profitability, growth. Any business after a period of time want to be able to expand. You seeking that you would want to be able to expand or grow thereby because of, you sit back and look at it. Some people, they start a business, you know what they do? They go to take a couple classes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't do this. Some people do. Ain't nothing really wrong with it. It really just matters on who you going to teach you about this stuff. Because everybody is not skilled enough to be teaching people in business. My personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the best thing it is, you want to at least talk to somebody who's been, you know, it's crazy, you have people who be business professors and ain't never been in business before in their life. Like, I never understood that. At least if you was going to be a teacher of business, a business professor, a business teacher, you would have been in business at some point in your lifetime. I ain't saying you got to be no mogul or nothing, but at least you had some type of something you were doing. I think most of the business teachers I had never owned a business. You know what I'm saying? Even though we sold drugs, we owned the business. That was our business. You know what I'm saying? I got sole proprietor. Straight up though. This principle, it's an illegal product, but the principles are the same. They are the same. There's marketing. There's time you got to take into marketing. There's product development. You know what I'm saying? You got to have inventory. You got to keep. It is product development because you got some dude around here 14 in the 1,000. We say, hey, let's do it in the 4 to 6. You got some say 28 in the 1,500. We say, hey, how about the 8 or the 6? You know what I'm saying? You have people go in the kitchen, they test formulas. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious though. They go in there and they see what's gonna work for the market they in. You could be, we was told, you know what I'm talking about? Even before you came and told me that, dude on the beach told me that. We were told, boy, you supposed to have the best thing going. It don't matter where you at. You'll always be able to do business. You know what I'm saying? At the time though, everybody was dealing with a watered down version of merchandise because this is what people were buying. I mean, it was watered down. I ain't just trying to be specific. It was busting hitters though. You know what I'm talking about? People mad. It's low quality merchandise. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want this. I want some better quality stuff. Every last one of y'all like that. Some of y'all done switch and say, boy, I ain't shopping buying meat from here because the meat low quality. I'm buying my meat from here because the meat high quality. Ain't no difference. You know what I'm saying? You buy a particular brand of clothing not just because of the brand, but because of the quality of the clothing. You know what I'm saying? You have some dude like this here, man. You have some people just, I'm gonna buy a Ralph Lauren shirt just because it's Ralph Lauren. I buy them because, boy, I know them things last, boy. I've been wearing all type of polo for years from many different companies, and through my experience, I've seen theirs is of the best quality. You know what I'm saying? So why even turn around and put my money and spend it with this person and this person when I'm gonna have to turn around and buy another one? The only other company that I seen come close to their quality was Kenneth Gann, and he want way too much money, and his ain't sold like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You got some stuff be low quality. That's why a lot of people wore Nike. They ain't just wear Nike just because it was Nike. It's high quality. It's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Especially because if you use it for what it's made for. Because you know most people buy their stuff just to be flashy or just to rock. But these are athletic sneakers. They last for what they made for. Because most people ain't got no money to be constantly buying the same things over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to buy a item, a garment. It's like this here. If you going to buy a blender, you ain't finna go buy no cheap blender. If that cheap blender is $20, you might go ahead and you see another blender of better quality, and it's $50. You gonna be willing to put that extra $30 with it, so you ain't got to come back and buy this other blender again. Come back around and buy another one. I just spent $40. I could have spent $50 and been done with it. You know what I'm saying? It's no difference. You go do business, it's no different. We ran a business. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be able to control your inventory. You got to be self-motivated. You got to be self-disciplined. You got to be out there to sell it. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be in place. You got to have customer relations because you got to know how to deal with people. You don't know how to deal with people. These people ain't going to spend their money with you no matter how good your product is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you all messed up in the game. I'm telling you, I done told y'all this story before. Man, I was in a situation, one of my customers had just caught from me, got pulled over by the police, they caught him with the word, they were trying to get him to set me up and he wouldn't do it. Boy, one time I realized, I said, boy, we ain't seen such and such in some months. He said, yeah, he got pinched. When he came home, he told me what he did. He said the reason he didn't do it, he said, cause he treated me like a human being. Nigga treated him like he was just a base or a smoker. He'd have brought JSO straight to me. Straight to me. With no problem, because I done seen smokers who do it. It don't even be that they even snitches like that. They just feel like, man, this old buster nigga, that nigga going to jail too. It really just be out of maliciousness and spite. You know what I'm saying? Because most of them don't care nothing about going to jail. They can't smoke, but they feel like they get their weight back. Get to eat a little something, maybe bathe a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Tell some war stories about how they used to be capping like they don't smoke dope. And they be like, but no, you know you smoke dope, boy. You know what I'm saying? But you done had the experience. See, if you done had the experience of running the business, you know how it rolls. You'll think a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at saving your soul in the same way. What your product development is developing yourself to grow and mature in the word. You know what I'm talking about? Because your product is the word. How do you develop that product? By allowing that product to lodge in your mind and to be able to grow and take it and grow it so you can get the profit whereof, which is to be sealed with that Ruach HaKodesh promise. Because that's your profit. That's your gain. That's what you after. You know what I'm talking about? Now, of course, your marketing is this here. You marketing yourself to Yahuwah to show yourself worthy that you can receive that profit, that he would give you that work, so to speak. You ain't marketing it to another man. You marketed it to your maker. But you ain't selling it with no fancy words or none of this, that, there, and the third. You marketed yourself by what you're doing. Don't you realize? I remember a dude told me that I went on a job interview. I didn't really know it at the time. And he was like this here, and he said something, and I'm like, shoot, boy, I don't have no marketable skills to put on a resume. You know what I'm saying? I got some marketable skills I can sell you if I'm in front of you. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I ain't really know how to do that. I think I was like 22. So when he said it, I ain't really, well, it might have been 23. I ain't really get the concept, but when he said it, I understood what he was talking about. He was like, he said, man, don't never say that. He said, man, you're selling yourself. You know what I'm saying? He said, you got to know how to market yourself. You know what I'm saying? To sit back and show yourself that you worthy to be put here. After he told me that, then I knew how to go about in an interview. You know, because they have stuff like this where they teach you how to interview for a job. It is a skill. You know what I'm saying? It is a skill. It's a skill that you possess. You can win a lot more interviews than you get. That's why I always felt all I need is to just get an interview. I feel like I can get the job regardless of what my skill level is. Because I'm gonna make you. I mean, what it was. You know how the people used to be around here selling that cheap perfume back in the day. Don't think they be out here on the corner selling them like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I went in there to one of them. I ain't realized that's what type of job it was. Boy, I sold myself to this man so well. He was like, "Yeah, boy, you're hired. I'm gonna put you right this here." Then when he realized, he handed me this stuff, talking about, "Oh, you gotta sell this fake cologne and perfume." I said, "Boy, I ain't come back around here." You know what I'm saying? I ain't put my name on that. You know what I'm saying? You around here, this ain't CK1, this CK done. I ain't got nothing to do with that. They around here getting rashes, gonna be blaming me, talking about, boy, boss sold me that whole Bo Ricker cologne. Oh no. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. I ain't want my name behind that. But you gotta know how to sell yourself though. You know what I'm saying? You selling yourself to Yah for him to believe that you should be worthy to receive this gift. How else would you sell it to him? The righteous obedience of faith. That's how you would be marketing yourself. The way he want to put you on the team. Because this your business. It's even like that when people go out and look for business partners. They try to sell the skill or whatever they possess for this person to want to do business with them. Or I say looking for investors. Because you got a lot of people, they want to start a business. They go around, they look for people to invest. That's why you see a lot of businesses and it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people doing business together. Because one person might have the idea, but he didn't have the capital to get it started. You know what I'm saying? So you need to look at your soul salvation in that same fashion. And guarantee you, you go to try to do your own business, you can carry it over and apply it to the same things, and you should be successful both ways. You know what I'm saying? You should be successful both ways. There is no reason why we can't take the things of the spirit and apply it to the things of the natural and still be able to get good success. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, that's what we were trying to explain to the brother last night. Like I said, I wasn't mad until you could hear it in his voice he was genuine, what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what he's talking about. And like I say, even though we were talking about doing business, there's parallels between the two. You know what I'm saying? That's why you sit back and look at it. You can't get caught up in money, money, money. Because your payment from Yah is the spirit. That's what you seeking to get paid with. That's what you seeking to earn. That's what you seeking to get. How you gonna get the profit you after? Gotta be willing to make it do what it do. Let's come back over here to Jeremiah 32. Kingston. Y'all alright on your phone? Oh, that's right, John 17:1. Y'all follow what I'm talking about? Well, just sit back and look at it, man. Every last one of us can be successful in any endeavor in life that we choose to enter into. If we have the will, the wherewithal, the desire to do so. You know, in order to be successful, you need know-how, right? Well, you get in the word to have the know-how on what to do to save your soul, to operate your business successfully. The question here, will you take the, it's like this here, like, basically for all intents and purposes, like we would be like franchisees, right? Y'all know how franchises work? You know how franchise works? Well, a franchise is what you do. Let's just take, nah, we don't want to use them because they had a man like to rape little boys. Let's take Chipotle, for example. Because I think they franchise. If they don't, oh well. What it is, let's say, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we'll use Zaxby's then. You look at Zaxby's, right? Let's say you want to get in the restaurant business, but you don't want to actually do all the legwork of getting in the restaurant business, all the marketing, all the stuff you got to do. Well, you go to a franchise and you have an established model. You don't have to do any marketing because they do all of that for you. You don't got to pay for all this here, they do all that for you. All you got to do is pay the franchise fee and then run it. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you have franchise reps, like a lot of these McDonald's around here, they franchisees, they not corporate McDonald's. It might only be one or two. That McDonald's we were stealing from, that was a straight franchise. That's why Buddy was hot. We're killing him. Killing him. The KFC that I worked at back in the day, that was a corporate KFC. That was owned by Yum Incorporated. Because that's who owns KFC. Yum Incorporated owns KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and that place where they do the A&W root beer thing. Whatever they call it. I don't know if it's any of them left. It might be one down going toward the beach on Beach Boulevard, I think, or Atlantic, or could be gone. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at that friend, when you look at a Masha, you already got a business model. You're not starting your own because you're coming in under his name. You using his name. He done gave you all the tools and the wherewithal to be able to run the business. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come into franchise, they give you a manual. They show you exactly what to do, how to do it, how to prepare the food, all this type of stuff. So you come in here and you run it. You know what I'm saying? It's yours, but you under the Zaxby's banner. You know what I'm talking about? When you got to look at yourself, you yours, so to speak, but you under the banner of Yasharal, the banner of a Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? He done gave you the word. He done gave you the direction. All this stuff, what to do in order for your business to be successful. If your business, if your franchise go under, it's because you were the idiot. Because I gave you everything you needed to succeed. That's why he said, what more have I done for my vineyard? What more can I do? You know what I'm saying? He say, testify against me. How have I wearied thee? What have I not done to cause you to be set up for success? You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of times we don't be set up for success. The reason why we fail in the endeavors that we going in is because we don't really take the education and the process of what you're doing seriously. Even though I knew what I wanted to do for a living when I was taking the business classes in college, I still paid attention because you can glean something from it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the computer class I took, I forgot all that stuff. That stuff a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Computers didn't really tickle my fancy like business did. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you know what a lot of people mess up at? They don't feel like that they got to keep learning. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to keep going. You ain't got to keep seeking information, whatever it is that you're doing. Because you know the words tell you continually to seek his face. Seek the kingdom, seek his face. He never tells you to stop seeking his face until you clock up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that means you would always be seeking the information on how to continue to grow and prosper in the business that you so choose to be in. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at it that way. I want to tell you, we ain't going into it in that fashion like we started last night with him showing you how he the chief financial officer like in a corporation. But this man is the greatest businessman that ever lived, and he set up a franchisee where there be more of them than the sand of the sea. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you when we were talking to the brother last night. I said, look at the example he gave. He left a pound with 3 different men. When he came back, you know what I'm saying? Because, Nell used to trip out all the time. He was like, this man, you ain't flipped my word. You came back, you got 1? I've been gone all this time and you got 1? Bro, over here got 10. He got 3, 4. That means you sat here and held my work and ain't get my money. You know what I'm saying? You didn't execute my business. He said, you know what he told him? He said, you wicked servant, you have judged yourself. You know you wicked, you ain't get out here and get my money. Now, a lot of dudes will take it and look at it as, oh, you supposed to win other people to the word. You know what I'm saying? And they really talking about bearing fruit. There's no way that you should have the same seed, the same pound, and 10 years later you still got that same pound. You didn't make it grow. I mean, you didn't get no profit, you didn't get no gain. So that showed that you were a slothful and wicked servant, and you weren't diligent in your labor. You weren't diligent in the overseeing of the business that I left you. That's why I say if you're faithful over little, you're faithful over much. You know what I'm saying? If you wonder why certain things don't increase for you in certain areas, because you ain't faithful over that little bit, they can't give you no more. You ain't gonna know what to do with it. I told you that before. Y'all know right now if somebody sat $2 million in your lap, you'll be broke in 60 days. I'm talking about tax-free too. No taxes come out of $2. Straight $2 million. Straight $2 million. Some of y'all eyes gonna get so big, the last thing you're gonna be thinking about is how to take some of that money and make it grow and continually earn for you. All you're going to be thinking about is what you can buy. You don't want to think that way. 17-1. I got to use this app. That thing on.
2 things I bought was real. C3. House and 2 cars.
First thing I would do is pay off any debt that me and T got.
House and 2 cars.
That's the first thing I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Any debt we got is eliminated. Off the rip. You know what I'm saying? That's gone. That's first and foremost on the agenda. We debt free. You can kiss my behind. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to do what he just said. Buy a home, outright purchase. Buy a car, outright purchase. You know what I'm saying? She going to probably want to be around here feeling herself. I want me an old Mazda Miata.
Nigga said the worst sports car you
No, I've been class. You probably talking about, I want an old AMG 63. You know what I'm talking about? 2 doors. I don't want nobody in here with me so I can drop the top back so I can let my curls flap in the wind. Oh yeah, I can see you around here talking about you want an old Benz AMG S63. You want the top back. Red. Yeah, that ain't what you want. What you want? What you want? We gonna find out what it is. Better not be nothing crazy. Ryan talking about you want to solve or something. 17-1. Yeah, got some nice one too. These words spake Yahusha and lifted up his eyes to Shamahim and said, Father, the hour is come, glorify thy son, that thy son also may glorify thee. As thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true Elohim, and Yahushua HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gave me to do. And now, Father, glorify thou me with thy own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gave me out of the world. Thine they were. Thou gave them me, and they have kept thy word. Get from under here. Now we know he said the city mean answer to prayers, right? He prayed that we could be made perfect in one, right? That was his prayer, right? When he redeemed that purchase, the city mean answer of prayers. This man is being able to be bought back. He said he would get. His prayer is for us to be one. Let's look at Acts chapter 4 and about verse 27.
That's what Antioch means.
Yeah, Antioch means answer the prayers. Make it 25, I suppose. T probably gonna be around here talking about she want a truck. He must have only got some truck gasoline money. But you want a 4.6. Look at George sit back looking at it. I know the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6. You know the difference, George? What's up, George? You all right? Get that truck off here. Make it 23. And being let go, they went to their company and reported all that the chief priests and elders had said unto them. And when they heard that, they lifted up their voice to Elohim with one accord and said, Yahuwah, thou art Elohim, which has made Shamahim and earth and the sea and all that is there that in them is. Who by the mouth of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth stood up, and the rulers were gathered together against Yahuwah and against his Mashiach. For a truth against the Kadesh child Yahusha, whom thou hast anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, with the Gentiles and the people of Yasharal were gathered together, for to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done. And now, Yahuwah, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness they may speak thy word, by stretching forth thy hand to heal, that signs and wonders might be done by the name of the Kadesh child Yahusha. And when they had prayed, the place was shaken where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and they spake the word of Elohim with boldness. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul, neither said any of them that all of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things in common. You know how I said they had one heart and one mind, because that was the purpose of the purchase of the possession. That was the city. The city is the answer to prayers of Mashiach prayers, that we all would be one. One heart, one mind. That's already prophesied before, right? Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones. Make them one. You know what I'm talking about? I give them one heart and one way. I give them one spirit, that they all may fear me for their good. You know, a lot of brothers sit back and they realize, why we not one? We not one because a lot of you niggas is evil. That's why we not one. Come on back to Jeremiah 32. He said you ought to be wise to that which is good and simple to that which is evil. Okay then. So when we look at verse 9 of Jeremiah 32. And I bought the field of Hanamiah, my uncle's son, that was in Antioch, and weighed him the money, even 17 shekels of silver. Remember we already read, I said, I ain't refined you with like silver, but through the furnace of affliction. And I subscribed the evidence and sealed it, and took witness and weighed him the money in the balances. So I took the evidence of the purchase, both that which was sealed according to the law and custom, and that which was open. And I gave the evidence of the purchase unto Baruch the son of Neriah, the son of Messiah, in the sight of Hamiel, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses that subscribed the book of the purchase, and before all the Yahudim that sat in the court of the prison. And I charged Baruch before them, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, Elohim of Yasharal, take these evidences, this evidence of the purchase, both that which is sealed, and this evidence which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel, that they may continue many days. Now, going back to verse 9, what you think that means? I subscribe the evidence. You know what it means to subscribe? You know what it means to subscribe? In this instance, now I ain't talking about subscribing to no magazine or no YouTube channel.
Wrote in the book.
Wrote on a book. He wrote it down. So where would he have wrote this down at if this pertained to a Mashiach? He said, I subscribed the evidence and sealed it and took witnesses. Then he said, I weighed the money in the balances. Remember what the law say about a just weight and a just balance, right? It's got to weigh out. It's got to measure out. So he said he took the money and weighed it in the balance. He also subscribed to evidence, and he sealed it, and he took witnesses. What you think this could mean? It's like three different things going on here. There's three different things going on here. First question, how did he subscribe to evidence? Y'all ain't got no idea? Let's look at John chapter 20 and about 25. Got your hand on your hips like you hurt. You're like an old woman. You young for that? You ain't got no kids for you to be standing like that then with that mama pole. You leave that in the mouth right now. You look like you ready to do it. Y'all mama standing like that, man. She standing like that.
I'm hot for you.
Right there, you hot.
She got a back sweat for you.
You really didn't talk about her back sweat.
Back in the knee started sweat. Back in the knee go leaking.
Verse 24. This boy look great. Oh, they back there. I know from experience. They back there. But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. The other disciples therefore said unto him, We have seen the Master. But he said unto them, Except I shall see in his hand the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. And after 8 days again his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Peace be unto you. Then saith he to Thomas, Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said unto him, My master and my Elohim. Yahushua said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen, yet have believed. Now remember, what was a Mashiach? He was the Word made flesh. So he was the role. You got to remember, if he said subscribe to evidence, meaning the contract or the covenant, Hamashiach is the covenant, right? For all intents and purposes, he would be that table of stone that the first covenant was written on, to subscribe to evidence. So when you see him with the holes in his hand, which we already talked about, the prints in his feet, that's the subscribing of the evidence. When he turn around and put his hands up and show him his hands and show him his side and show him the bottom of his feet, that's the evidence of the purchase. I mean, if that's the evidence of the purchase, you've been redeemed that you might not see corruption. So now it's the next thing, he took witnesses. So how did he take witnesses, and how did he seal it, and how was he weighed in the balance? Let's deal with how he was weighed in the balance. You got an idea how he was weighed in the balance? Any of y'all got an idea how he was weighed in the balance? Well, when you put something in the balance, ain't that judgment? Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at 1 Peter chapter 2 and about verse 21. Jordan. For hereunto were you called, because of Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps. Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Who, when he was reviled, reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to he that judges righteously. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. So when you take it and he weigh him in the balance, right? He was just, right? He said you got to have a just weight and a just balance. Let's look at Deuteronomy 25 for that specific purpose. Because you know in the book of Proverbs, he tell you that an unjust weight and an unjust balance is an abomination to you. That's an offense. So an unjust weight is you don't know how to properly judge stuff. You know what I'm saying? What you looking like you want to fight? What you want to do? Oh, whoa. read that myself. Like I ain't see that. I ain't see that. 25 and 13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag a diverse weights, a great and small. Thou shalt not have in thy house diverse measures, a great and small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, and a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened, and the land which Yahuwah thy Elohim give thee. So you got to remember now, from John chapter 2, he said he spake of the temple of his body, which meaning in his house. So that means in your heart, you don't need to have no unjust weight and unjust balance. You know what I'm saying? We just had a situation where we seen where there was some unjust balances going on, wasn't there? And you know what ended up happening because of them unjust balances? Somebody ended up looking like a fool. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, that's that orange. I'm like, well, somebody done sprayed some lemon pledge in here. That's a strong orange, though. You smell it. So when you look at a Masha, you think he has some unjust weights and balances in his house? Let's look at Luke chapter 7, about verse 47. Let's see. Make it 41. I hear Iggy like this here. I can't take this here. Ain't that something? Every time we came here with an ice bar. Now, how did them fish greet? Verse 40.
How does the fish grease?
How did them fish greet?
It's a fish grease. No fish grease is single.
He is today. Yahusha answered and said unto them, Simon, I have said somewhat to say unto thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one ought 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore which of them will love him most. Simon answered and said, I suppose he that to whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, See thou this woman? I entered into thine house, and thou gave me no water for my feet. But she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gave me no kiss, but this woman since the time I came in have not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou did not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins which are many are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same love little. So you turn around and you see he had a just weight in his house. He weighed that out properly. Let's look at another instance where he did it in this same book of Luke, in about 13th chapter, and about the 10th verse. So because he committed himself to he who judges righteously, and then he had a just weight and balance in him, he was weighed in the balance. That means I could accept these shekels. In this instance, these shekels is his blood. Because this blood is pure to be accepted. He says he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Shabbat. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years and was bowed together and could in no wise lift up herself. And when Yahusha saw her, he called her to him and said unto her, Woman, thou art loose from thy infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified Elohim. And the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation, because that Yahusha had healed on the Shabbat day, and said unto the people, There are 6 days in which men which ought to work, and them therefore come and be healed, and not on the Shabbat day. So you see, he just got weighed in the balance. He just showed that he had what? No bowels of mercy and compassion. Then the master then answered them, said, Thou hypocrite, doth not each one of you on the Shabbat loose his ox or his ass from the stall and lead him away to the watering? That's what a dude was sitting back talking about, telling Troy that's what you supposed to do with it. That's why you can go to work on the Sabbath. That's what he used to tell Troy you can go to work. Because the ox was your labor. And your job is your ox. So you need to take him out to the watering hole. That's got to be the dumbest thing I've heard in a very long time. He really told him that. A really long time, Kingston. He said that now. He said your ox is your job. So I guess Venus is your ox, man. Seyar's your ox. Fleetland is your ox. So you better go on out there and get him. Lead him out there to the hole. I say, boy, how you gonna take a job you clock in at and compare it to livestock?
No, he waits.
He tried. That all that told me. Somebody wanted to get their hustle on during the week. Verse 16, he said, not this woman being the daughter of Abraham, get off the table. Whom Satan had bound to lo these 18 years, be loose from this bond on the Shabbat day. And when he had said these things, all his adversaries were ashamed. And the people rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. So again, you seeing him being weighed in the balance. You know, another example, when they came to him asking about the seven men married to the one woman, which one would her husband be? When they came to him with Caesar's coin, you know what I'm talking about? Should we, who this money belong to? You know, the list go on and on. So he able to be weighed in the balance. Because remember, he can't take no sacrifice with no spot or blemish. He said, you were redeemed not with corruptible things like silver and gold, but the precious blood of the Lamb. So he got to weigh his blood in the balance because this is the purchase money, right? Come on back, Jeremiah. Kingston, sit still. Stop banging your head against the wall and just sit still. So how did he seal it and take witnesses? Say he had subscribed to evidence, then he sealed it and took witnesses. How was he able to do that? You got an idea? You got an idea?
No,
He subscribed to evidence, sealed it, and took witnesses and weighed it in the balance. Well, you know, before he died, he told his apostles what was going to happen to him, right? Then after he rose, what did he turn around and do? He subscribed to evidence by opening up the book to him. He took them witnesses because there had to be witnesses. We can't believe, remember, right? Now sit back and remember this here, right? Because we already talked about this here, right? The evidence of the purchase. Remember what we just looked at in 1 Kings 19? It said that Elijah did what with his mantle? Took it off and came out the cave. Then we look in John 20 and see that the linen cloth was left behind, which take us back to what? The tokens of virginity, right? Mm-hmm. And the tokens of virginity, it had to be what? Witnesses. You know what I'm saying? You brought it out for witnesses to bear behold that see she was a virgin. You know what I'm saying? The same way we were talking about the other day with Jephthah's daughter bewailing her virginity on the mountain. You know what I'm talking about? The same way you seen the Mashiach bewailing his virginity on the mountain with his fellows. You know what I'm talking about? Now you turning around and there's evidence. Don't you realize how many people came to that grave to see that linen cloth laying to the side? How many of them were? It was 3 of them. And how many witnesses you got to have for a matter to be established? So guess what? And that's why, so he took witnesses to seal it. You know what I'm saying? So we turn around and you look at it, we got a seal that the word is true. That's why he said we have a more sure word of prophecy, and you do well that you take heed. You know what I'm saying? As the day star that arise in your heart. And the whole purpose of this evidence of being sealed, which we're going to look at. Let's finish this out so we can get out of here. Look at verse 11. So he said, I took the evidence of the purchase, both that which was sealed according to the law and custom, and that which was open. So that which was sealed according to the law and custom, and that which was open. So what was that law and custom, that which is sealed? Then turn around and take the evidence of that which is open. What did he tell his apostles after his resurrection? He told them to wait until Jerusalem, right? Till they be endued with power from on high. At that time, only they knew. You know what I'm saying? If we turn around and we look at the law, you seal the custom, you keep that agreement private. But then parts of it you keep open. You know what I'm talking about? Remember what he told Daniel in the 12th chapter? Seal the book. Seal it. Daniel was a witness what was in it. He told him to seal it. They were witnesses of it. He told them to seal it. But then what did they... All write it down. No. When we look at the apostles, didn't they? Look at Romans 16 and 25.
Go on now. I want to sit down for a moment. Yeah, hush it up. Hush it up. Say Romans 16 and 25.
They say, now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel, and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but is now made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations to the obedience of faith. Remember what Mashiach told him? You know, it's many men that desire to hear the things that you hear and have not heard them, and see the things that you have seen and have not seen them. Remember what we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 where he talk about things are hidden? Look at Ecclesiastes chapter 1 to go along with that since I mentioned it. When you get in trouble, think somebody's supposed to have some sympathy for you. Ain't nobody got no sympathy for you. She said, I see you. Verse 9. He say, the thing that has been, it is what shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. So that's another one on this. When we turn around and you sit back and you look at that, that means there's things hidden, not readily known, right? You turn around and you look at it, what did the Apostle Peter tell you? That the sufferings of a Mashiach were kept back. It wasn't revealed in them who spoke by his spirit, even though they searched diligently to understand those things of what it was talking about. How many times did you read Daniel not understanding the vision? Not knowing what it meant. Not understanding what it meant. You know what I'm saying? Well, now you turn around and you look at a Mashiach, when only the 11 who was with him got that information at that particular time. You know, they imparted it to other people later. You know what I'm talking about? But at that time, who was the only one got it? So that means there was evidence that was sealed. And then there was evidence that was open. Everybody didn't see him resurrect from the dead. See, let's look at 1 Corinthians 15 and 1 and then Acts chapter 10. Everybody didn't see him. You know what I'm talking about? So there was evidence that was sealed and there was evidence that was open. The opening is when he stood in front of all them people and preached that word. Even what we read in Acts chapter 4 where he stood in front of them people and preached that word, didn't he? Don't you realize preaching the word is evidence? Don't you realize they actually seen the evidence? They seen the linen cloth. Everybody didn't see that. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody didn't see the linen cloth lying to the side. Everybody didn't see the print of the nails in his hand and in his feet. They seen the seal of the evidence that was kept secret. Then there were some parts that were made open. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which you also have received, and wherein you stand, by which also ye are saved, if you keep in memory what I preached unto you, lest you believe in vain. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, that the Mashiach died for our sins according to the scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. And he was seen of Cephas, and then of the 12. And after that, he was seen of above 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep. After that, he was seen of James, then of all the apostles. And last of all, he was seen of me also, as one born out of due time. So all these men, there was some parts that were sealed, and there was some part that seen openly. Because you seen, he said he was seen of Cephas first, and then the 12. That means Cephas and the 12 saw all that stuff at the grave. Everybody didn't see that evidence. You know what I'm talking about? When he appeared to other people, that's when you see the actual evidence that is open. You know what I'm saying? We got to take. That's why it was more than it was 3 of them coming to that grave to bear witness to that. That's why he say this man bear witness that all these things are true, and we know his witness is true. Everybody didn't see that linen cloth laying in that grave, did they? Everybody didn't see that stone rolled away. I'm talking about right then and there. They might have came and looked later. Everybody didn't see that Malachim sitting on that stone talking about he's not here, he's risen. Everybody didn't see that. So there was evidence for. That's why he say he had evidence that was sealed, and he took witnesses. See, he had some stuff that only they were gonna see, and I made sure they see it. Then I'm gonna have other witnesses turn around and they see it. That's why we Acts 10 and 38. That's why we read that part where he say, "Blessed are those that have seen and have believed." But better yet, blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. We believing based off the testimony of the apostles, based off the testimony of the Tanakh, based off the testimony of the Torah and the words of Yahushua HaMashiach, that he is the son of the living Elohim, the possessor of Shamayim and earth. He said how Elohim anointed Yahushua of Nazareth with the Ruach HaKodesh and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for Elohim was with him. And we are witnesses of all the things which he did in the land of the Yahudim and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on a tree. Him Elohim raised up the 3rd day and showed him openly. That's the evidence open. And that's the evidence open. Not to all the people, but unto witnesses chosen before of Elohim, even to us who did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead. That's the evidence that's sealed. Everybody didn't do that. We know who ate and drank with him after he rose. Everybody didn't do that. Come on back to 32. So we done sat back and seen how the evidence was subscribed, how it was sealed, what witnesses he took, and how he weighed him in the balance. He got to weigh him in the balance. He had to judge with just a just weight. When he weighed the Mashiach out, boy, you just. He called him the just one. You just. This is a just weight and balance, ain't it? I can accept this payment. Well, you finna get beat, boy. Now fix your face. I'm back here looking at you. Now you scared. Now you scared.
I told you about that. Put the shoulder down. All that twitching.
So he be like he want to swing, huh?
No, that twitching. I don't play that twitch.
What?
That nervous twitch.
Yeah, that was.
Did it though?
I
Zebra cake.
What?
He mad though.
So mad.
No, he ain't looking at it, man. He just looking crazy.
Trying not to put no type of face on him, trying to give a deal, a dog face.
Better fix your face, boy.
You gonna twitch again?
Let me finish this here before you strike it.
Shoulder.
So when we look at verse 12, right? He said, I gave the evidence of the purchase unto Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Messiah, in the sight of Hamael, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses that subscribed the book of the purchase before all the Yahudim who sat in the court of the prison. And I charged Baruch before them, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, Elohim and Yasharal, take these evidences, the evidence of the purchase, both which is sealed, and this evidence which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel, that they may continue many days. And we know the Apostle Paul told us what? We have this treasure in what? Earthen vessels. So when you take this evidence of this purchase, the evidence of the purchase is the Ruach HaKodesh. That's the evidence that this man died. That's what he son. He put that in chosen men. We seen that in Acts chapter 4 when he said the people were one heart and one mind. They were evidence of the purchase. Now we're going to look at 1 Corinthians 6. And about verse 15, or about 17. Come here, Kingston. Sit.
No, he'll look like this moment, man. He'll try not to put no type of
Yeah,
smile on his face or nothing.
yeah, he know what time it is. 6 and 16.
He'll try
What?
to keep the double face so he won't get struck.
Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body, for two saith he shall be one flesh? But he that is joined unto a Mashiach is one spirit. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man do is without the body, but he that commit fornication sin against his own body. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh which is in you, which you have of Elohim, and you are not your own? For you are bought with the price. Therefore glorify Elohim in your body and in your spirit, which are Elohim. Now you turn around and look at it. Jeremiah bought that land, didn't he? He bought that land, didn't he? The land is the answer to prayers. The answer was the prayer war. What them people were praying for? To be redeemed back to y'all all the time, wasn't it? Bring us back. Bring us back. He done bought back and paid for that purchase, and who the only person who can redeem you? The only person who can redeem you is somebody of a near kin. Give me one moment. And we turn around and we look at it. And y'all know what Jeremiah Yirmiyahu name mean. Y'all know what the name mean. In fact, well, you know what the name mean. It means to whom Yahuwah has appointed or established is the same. And ain't that son whom Yahuwah has appointed, son him to buy a field, which is the answer to prayers. And we know a Mashiach is the one whom Yahuwah appointed to redeem that field to be the answer to prayers. You know what I'm saying? What is that answer to prayer? That you might be sealed with the evidence of the purchase, which we read in Ephesians chapter 1 is the Ruach HaKodesh, the life eternal. But the only way you're going to be able to be sealed with that purchase is you're going to have to sit back and you're going to have to realize you've been bought, you've been paid for, and you're going to have to live for them. Praise ye Yah for Yahushua HaMashiach in the word. Y'all understood all this stuff this afternoon? All right, it is.